you do that? Well, what's going to happen if you do that for sure is you're going to encounter resistance in this life. And I don't need to tell you guys that because you guys know that, right? If you're going to stand firm, for sure you're going to encounter resistance. People are going to try to shut you down. People are going to try to call you this and call you that, and they're going to try to do that. That's a given. And so you'll notice that the next ayah that comes addresses this issue. The next ayah, which is verse 34 of Fussilat, says, "Nor can goodness and evil be equal. Repel evil with what is better. Then he with whom you and him have hatred will become as if they are friends and intimate." So here Allah is actually giving us the recipe and the prescription for this problem. That when we stand firm on justice, we're going to encounter this resistance. But Allah is telling us now that we should respond to that evil with good. Idfa billati hiya ahsan. That this is how you're going to respond, is with what is good and what is better. Now, the next ayah I want to get to of Surah Al-Hashr. This is a really, really, really deep ayah. And you guys have probably heard this ayah before. And this ayah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. Allah is saying here that if this Quran was revealed on the mountains, now you guys are lucky enough to have mountains around here, right? Where I'm from, there aren't really much of anything high, right? Because I'm from Wisconsin. So the point is that you guys can see these mountains, and you know these mountains are great, right? Allah is saying that if this Quran, which we have in our, we keep in our glove compartments or whatever, if this Quran were revealed on the mountains, that those mountains would crumble out of fear of Allah. And this Allah is telling us so that we can reflect on this. The fact that this book is so great and so heavy and so deep that it would actually make the mountains crumble. So what would I say to you? What advice can we take from this ayah for us in college now? For you in college, I'm not in college anymore. But for you guys, what can we take from this? What we can take from this is that stay connected to the Quran. This Quran is so heavy and so real that it would make mountains crumble. Now, one of the miracles of the Quran is this. If you guys can try this, right? I'm telling you, you can try this. If you open up the Quran and you read it, one of the miracles of the Quran is that the Quran speaks to you. The Quran speaks to you specifically in your struggle, in this time, at this moment, and it applies to you. And you will find that if you're having a problem or you're struggling with something, you don't know what to do, and you seek it, and you seek a solution in the Quran, you will find it. And you will be amazed because it's so specific to you and to the situation that you're going through. Now the next ayah, and this is getting to the end of the surah, verse 22 of Surah Al-Hashr. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. Now, here Allah is saying that He is the only Lord. So when you guys are going through your campus daily life, you're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. But what Allah is saying here is that remember that everything that you're doing, all of that, it's just a means. It's just something that you're here, you're doing it, but you have a greater end. And to remember that Allah is one, and that He is the end that you guys are moving towards, inshallah. And then Allah goes on, and this is the section where Allah describes Himself and His attributes. This is the section where His attributes are most enumerated, like the largest concentration of them in one section of the Quran. Allah then says, Allah is He, whom there is no God but He, the Sovereign, the Holy One, the source of peace and perfection, the guardian of faith, the preserver of safety, the exalted in might, the irresistible, the supreme. Glory to Allah. High is He above any partners that they attribute to Him. He is Allah, the Creator, the Evolver, the Bestower of forms. To Him belongs the most beautiful names. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth, does declare his praises and glory, and he is the exalted in might, the wise. So I want to end on this note, and that is, get to know Allah. Get to know Allah by his beautiful attributes. Because the more you know of Allah, the more you will love him, and the more you will serve him. And the more that you serve him, the more you will be actualizing your purpose of creation. Because Allah tells us that I have not created jinn and humans except to worship me. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Yasmin, that was very heartful, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for coming. All right, so we're going to be moving on to an Al-Kalima presentation by Sister Madiha. She'll be giving it while you guys enjoy dessert, so watch out for that.
Saying salam, so sorry to interrupt the discussion. Real quick. Okay. All right, can I get a raise of hands of how many of you guys have heard what Al-Kalima is? Everyone's hands should be up. Okay, so Al-Kalima is actually the official Muslim student magazine at UC Irvine. And the goal of Al-Kalima is to portray the Muslim perspective of student, current, and social issues in the magazine in hopes of creating a positive change on campus. So, we are essentially the Muslim voice at UC Irvine, in Orange County, within this community, within Southern California, etc. So this is our chance to portray the Muslim voice and to portray the proper image of Muslims, because obviously today we have Islamophobia, we have the mosque controversy, we have the Quran burning, we have all these issues going around, and this is our chance to actually do something about it, change people's minds, change the thoughts of people. So, how can you help? Every quarter, which is every 3 months, we print a magazine, but obviously that is not something that we can do right now. What can we do today? Of course, if you guys haven't already been able to see the amazing, mashallah, shirts that we have gotten in like, I think 5 years or something. This is the first time in 5 years that we've gotten shirts for Al-Kalima. So, alhamdulillah. They are for sale for $15 outside at the registration table, but in addition to you buying an Al-Kalima shirt, you guys will actually be donating a shirt to the Pakistan flood relief efforts. For each shirt that you buy, you're donating a shirt to the victims. So obviously you guys should all go out and buy that. There's a limited supply. So don't be the only person not wearing one of these around campus. And there's also opportunities to write you do photography, layout, and design with the magazine. If you want to talk to me about it, you can talk to me. My name is Madiha. We have Brother Zayd and Brother Rayan, who you guys can talk to about that. And finally, this is probably the most important thing, because I know everyone, all you guys do when you go home is what? Facebook, right? So try to make your time on Facebook a little more productive by looking up Al-Kalima on the search bar and liking it. Because that is what will keep you guys up to date on Al-Kalima and all the awesome things we're going to do, inshallah. Thank you very much. Enjoy your dessert. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.